From the very beginning, it was the job I'd always dreamed of. Matt Lauer, once the undisputed king of morning television, earned a staggering $25 million a year at NBC, his face beaming into millions of American homes on the Today Show. But today, he's a different man, spotted running errands like picking up dry cleaning in the quiet Hamptons, far from the spotlight that once defined him. In September 2025, a bombshell dropped. Sources say Lauer is in talks with publishers for a no-holds-barred memoir, one that promises to name names and peel back the curtain on what really happened behind NBC's polished doors. His former colleagues are already on edge, whispering about what he might reveal. The most explosive claim? Lauer says he has evidence, proof that could turn the story of his downfall upside down. This is the saga NBC hoped would stay buried. Matt Lauer came into the world on December 30th, 1957, in New York City, at a time when television was weaving itself into the fabric of American life. His father, J. Robert Lauer, was a savvy executive in the bicycle industry, riding the wave of the post-World War II economic surge. His mother, Marilyn Culmer, had once turned heads as a bikini model before opening the English Shop, an elegant lingerie boutique in Manhattan's heart. Their home was a blend of sharp business instincts and curated charm. J. Robert's Romanian Jewish heritage mixed with Marilyn's non-Jewish American roots, giving Matt a window into a diverse cultural world, a skill that would later make him a relatable figure to millions on TV. But when Matt was just 6, his family fractured. His parents' 1963 divorce left him with his mother on Manhattan's Upper East Side, a neighborhood of wealth and ambition. The split wasn't just a personal loss. It drove Matt to seek structure and validation. He found it in the steady rhythm of TV news, where anchors delivered order amid chaos. Those early years watching broadcasts planted the dream of becoming one of them. Marilyn, now a single mother, threw herself into her boutique, showing Matt what it meant to persevere with grace under pressure. He spent weekends with his father at their Long Island home, where J. Robert shared lessons in negotiation and business acumen, tools Matt would wield for decades. When Marilyn remarried Richard Culmer, a parking garage magnate, Matt was surrounded by yet another example of entrepreneurial drive. He grew up without a strong religious tie, but was shaped by both Jewish and non-Jewish traditions, a duality that gave him a broad perspective. Later in life, he'd speak of a quiet pull towards spirituality, a search for meaning beyond the TV lights. Matt's older sister, April, born in 1953, chose a path far from the cameras, raising her children in privacy. Yet their bond was unbreakable. April once said their mother's poise with boutique clients taught them both the art of presentation. Matt channeled it into his on-screen charisma, while April applied it quietly, always cheering his ambition. Another key influence was their maternal grandfather, Art Gentry, a 1930s vaudeville star with the Eaton Boys Quartet. Art's voice rang out on Broadway, CBS Radio, and even animated films, performing at New York's Palace Theater 9 times in a single year. His journey from radio announcer to stage performer showed Matt the magic of storytelling, igniting a passion for media that would shape his life. High school in Greenwich, Connecticut, honed Matt's polished demeanor. Graduating in 1975, he thrived in the affluent town's refined atmosphere, bolstered by his mother's stability and stepfather's success. His father's death in 1997, the same year Matt's career soared, was a poignant milestone. After high school, he enrolled at Ohio University, chasing a communications degree with restless ambition. But in 1979, just 4 credits shy of graduating, he hit a roadblock when a required course wasn't offered. Rather than wait, he dropped out and took a job as a news producer at WEL-TV in West Virginia. At 21, he was thrust into the high-stakes world of a newsroom, writing scripts, managing reporters, and navigating the chaos of live TV. It was a bold move that could have backfired, but it didn't. By 1980, Lauer was on air at WEL-TV, stepping into an evening reporter role when a colleague left. His quick wit and natural charm made him a viewer favorite. Moving to the station's Charleston bureau, he tackled political stories, adding depth to his craft. That same year, at 22, he took a major step into national television, joining PM Magazine at WXX-TV in Richmond, Virginia. The syndicated lifestyle show, broadcast in 100 cities, mixed human interest with light entertainment. It wasn't hard-hitting journalism, but it gave Lauer a stage to build his on-camera presence, interviewing celebrities and exploring quirky stories. In 1981, he moved to Providence, Rhode Island, co-hosting PM Magazine at WJR-TV, an NBC affiliate. The larger market demanded sharper skills, and Lauer rose to the challenge, covering New England's unique culture and connecting with viewers like they were old friends. In 1984, Lauer landed in the big leagues. New York City, co-hosting PM Magazine at WNEW-TV. The stories were bigger, the celebrities more famous, and the pressure relentless. When the show was canceled in 1986, he didn't flinch. With co-host Jill Rappaport, he launched Made in New York, but it folded after just 15 weeks. Undeterred, he joined Fame, Fortune, and Romance, a spin-off of lifestyles of the rich and famous, from 1986 to 1987, diving into the glitz of celebrity culture. In September 1987, he tried a new venture in Philadelphia, hosting live on Cityline at WCAV, a CBS station. Paired with Sheila Allen Stevens, the 29-year-old Lauer tackled entertainment, fashion, and gossip. But the show struggled, with critics mocking its overly cheery vibe. By November, it was revamped, Stevens returned to news, and Lauer hosted solo, until it was canceled that same week. He shrugged it off, telling a local paper it was a learning experience. In 1988, Boston's Talk of the Town on WNEV-TV was his next stop, but budget cuts killed it. Lauer juggled side gigs at ESPN and HBO, reporting sports and entertainment news, crisscrossing cities in a relentless hustle. Colleagues joked he lived at the airport. September 1989 marked a turning point. Back in New York, he hosted 9 Broadcast Plaza on WWOR-TV, a 3-hour daily interview show with major stars and a massive audience. It felt like he'd finally made it. But in 1991, tensions flared. Ordered to read live ads for Dial Mattress and host tabloid guests, Lauer refused, believing it cheapened his role. He walked away, a decision that nearly ended his career. For a year, he was jobless, grappling with doubt, and even considering a job as a tree trimmer, as his former co-anchor Jane Hansen later recalled. It was his darkest chapter. In 1992, WNBC threw him a lifeline, a 5 a.m. slot on Today in New York. Most anchors would have scoffed, but Lauer treated it like his last shot. He poured himself into street interviews, live hits, and audience engagement, turning local news into a national-caliber performance. By 1993, he was promoted to WNBC's Primetime Live at 5 alongside Sue Simmons, tackling serious stories like the February 26, 1993, World Trade Center bombing. The attack killed 6, injured over 1,000, and left a 100-foot crater under the towers. Lauer's calm, clear reporting that evening proved he was ready for bigger stages. His personal life, though, was unraveling. In 1981, he married TV producer Nancy Alspaugh, but they divorced amicably in 1988, unable to weather his unstable career. In 1989, he began dating newscaster Kristen Guestwine, a relationship that lasted 7 years, including his jobless year. They got engaged around 1995, but split a year later. Friends said Lauer channeled heartbreak into work, never saying no to an opportunity. In 1992, NBC tapped him as a substitute newsreader for The Today Show, a long audition that led to his official role as news anchor in January 1994. He became NBC's utility player, filling in for Katie Couric, Bryant Gumbel, and even Tom Brokaw on NBC Nightly News. During the 1994 O.J. Simpson trial, with the Today Show's move to Studio 1A, Lauer's ability to handle breaking news and human stories made him a standout. On January 6, 1997, Lauer stepped into the pressure cooker of replacing Gumbel as Today Show co-anchor, sitting beside Couric in Studio 1A at Rockefeller Plaza. Visibly nervous, he joked on air that Couric should remind him to breathe. But their chemistry was electric, drawing 5.2 million daily viewers within a year, outpacing Good Morning America by over 2 million. That first week, Lauer's sharp questions during President Clinton's second inauguration, especially on healthcare reform, hooked younger viewers aged 25 to 54. NBC executives credited the Lauer-Couric duo for the show's dominance, a streak that lasted over a decade. Lauer's star rose fast. In 1996, his poolside interviews at the Atlanta Olympics, particularly with Amy Van Dyken, who won 4 gold medals at 23, were a hit. His emotional yet direct style, probing her journey from childhood asthma to Olympic glory, drew massive viewership, though some swimming purists criticized his personal questions. Van Dyken became AP's Female Athlete of the Year and an ESPY winner, and Lauer's coverage cemented his knack for high-stakes moments. By 1997, his salary neared $5 million, climbing to $25 million by 2012, making him one of America's highest-paid TV personalities. That on January 27, 1998, Lauer's interview with First Lady Hillary Clinton, just days after President Clinton's Lewinsky scandal testimony, made history. Asking if Americans deserve the truth, he prompted her iconic, vast right-wing conspiracy line, a moment that defined the era's political drama. Clinton's defense crumbled when Bill was impeached for misconduct, losing his law license. That same year, Lauer launched Where in the World is Matt Lauer, a ratings juggernaut inspired by Carmen Sandiego. From 1998 to 2011, he traveled 248,000 miles across 6 continents, visiting 49 places like Antarctica, Bhutan, and the Great Wall of China. Broadcasting from sub-zero penguin colonies or the Panama Canal, he hooked viewers until the 2011 economic downturn paused the segment. Lauer became a staple of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade from 1998 to 2017, his warm presence a holiday tradition. In 2008, a Keith Haring balloon crashed into the broadcast booth, startling him, Al Roker, and Meredith Vieira on air, a moment fans still talk about. His Olympic coverage continued to shine, from Sydney 2000, despite myths about interviewing Michael Phelps at dawn, to Beijing 2008, where he co-hosted the Peabody-winning opening ceremony. But London 2012 drew flack for his flat commentary, called ignorant by critics. Controversies mounted. His 2006 Britney Spears interview for Dateline NBC, where she broke down over paparazzi and custody rumors, later fueled the framing Britney Spears documentary, painting him as part of her media ordeal. In 2016, his commander-in-chief forum with Clinton and Trump was slammed as biased. He grilled Clinton on emails, but let Trump's false Iraq war claims slide, drawing 14.7 million viewers but fierce criticism. His salary peaked at $25 million in 2012, when NBC's Steve Kappas called him their franchise player. He appeared on Rock Center with Brian Williams from 2011 to 2013, but the show's cancellation left tensions, with Williams feeling slighted. Behind the scenes, Lauer's personal life was rocky. In 1998, he married Dutch model Annette Roque in a quiet Hamptons ceremony. They met on a blind date in 1997, sparking instantly despite Lauer's shy admission that it took 2 months to kiss her. But whispers of flirtatious behavior on set grew. In 2006, during Roque's pregnancy with their 3rd child, she filed for divorce, alleging cruelty and control, but withdrew it after a reported $5 million deal. Rumors of a 2016 affair with co-anchor Natalie Morales, who left for Access Hollywood, were denied, but insiders claimed Lauer's influence at NBC was immense. One word could end careers. The darkest allegations emerged later. In 2000, a 24-year-old assistant, Addie Zinone, claimed a consensual but troubling relationship with the newly married Lauer, haunted when tabloids came knocking. In 2014, during the Sochi Olympics, colleague Brooke Neville's alleged assault in Lauer's hotel room, detailed in Ronan Farrow's Catch and Kill. She said she was too drunk to consent. Lauer claimed it was an affair. A button under his desk that locked his office door became a chilling symbol after a Variety report, with another employee alleging an assault in his office. NBC said such buttons were standard, but the optics were damning. That on November 27, 2017, a complaint about Sochi triggered Lauer's firing within 2 days. Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb announced it live at 7 a.m., hinting at more cases. 7 women came forward within weeks, with Farrow exposing NBC's secret settlements and NDAs. A former reporter said Lauer's harassment drove her to quit in 2012, forced to sign away her right to sue. NBC's internal probe, interviewing 68 people, led to policy overhauls. Roque filed for divorce in 2018, finalized in 2019 with a $20 million settlement. Lauer kept $80 million and shared custody of their kids, Jack, 2001, Romy, 2003, and Tejas, 2006. But in 2017, Lauer bought a $9 million New Zealand ranch, a 16,000-acre retreat with a lakefront home. After his firing, officials reviewed his good character status but let him keep it, citing no criminal charges. Now 67, living with longtime friend Shaman Abbas in the Hamptons, Lauer is nearly unrecognizable, his hair thinning, his face aged. But in September 2025, reports surfaced of his memoir plans, with meetings involving podcast producers and streaming execs. Publishers are buzzing, believing his unfiltered account could shake NBC to its core. He's still in touch with figures like Don Lemon and Hoda Kotb, but experts say the spotlight is out of reach. For now, Lauer focuses on his kids, his story waiting in the pages of a book yet to be written.